Hello, guys, and welcome back to the podcast. This is Paint the Town Dead, and I am one half of your host, Caitlin.
I think you mean it's Kathleen, and I'm Andral.
What?
And the show is
Paint the Town Dead.
Paint the Toon Deed.
Okay, let's start over. Hi.
No. I'm doing a joke because we pronounced the guy's name wrong all through the last episode.
That's your segue. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was correction from last week that we were very committed, especially me. I was very committed to it being Alamo, and it was not apparently. Apparently, it is Alamo, and I was making fun of it. But you and I both came to a consensus that because Alamo sounds better, we're going with it.
Yeah, I think I just wanted it to be Alamo.
It makes sense.
I should have known it was going to be Alamo, but I just wanted it so bad that Tony Alamo, because that's such a good name.
Yes, it is. But it's not. It's Alamo, according to
Multiple people.
Yeah, multiple people. So
people who I would trust to know.
Yeah, like my friend from work who said it was Alamo. My
father, who when I mentioned the episode, he was like, you did it wrong.
And you're like, dang it. And then
I was like, oh, I was worried about that.
And then my friend Kendall, who listens to
is this the one whose name's spelled wrong?
She's angry at you for that.
She should be angry with her parents. I didn't give her that name.
It's spelled fine. Yeah, but she's from that area and was like, yeah, it's Alamo. And I was like, oh, we didn't. But it is Falk. Falk is correct.
I am willing to say it most likely is.
Yeah.
Though I asked my dad again.
What did he say?
He went with Folk.
Well, maybe it's just like, are you from South Arkansas? Or are you from North Arkansas?
Maybe. I don't know.
Central and above is probably Folk. And then the people that actually live there is probably Falk.
I asked my mother and she said Fook. So
Mom, that's not right.
We were like, I was trying to get her to guess it, whichever one, Falk or Folk.
You just let her read the word.
No, I was like, hey, you know the Bigfoot equivalent we have, the Boggy Creek monster, and she was like, Arkansas Sasquatch. I was like, no, the other name for it, the town.
Say it, Mom.
It took a little work, but then she said it weird.
Fook. Nope, not an option.
Like she's trying to say the F word. She's from South Africa. I don't know.
We have to focus. Have you seen that? Invictus?
Yes.
We have to focus.
Yes.
But that's how they say focus.
Yes.
They were saying focus.
We're not saying bad words.
No. We're saying it how they say it.
So I guess the way my mom said that town name is the way they say the F word, as I learned from watching District 9.
Mom!
Yeah, very inappropriate.
Mom?
Can't believe you, mother.
So, correction, it is Alamo.
And you've all known this forever. We're failures.
Yeah. I have something kind of weird to talk about. I don't even think I told Andrew about this. I don't even think he noticed. Sorry if you hear clinking in the background. That would be my dryer going. A fellow messaged me, our Facebook page. Can I read this to you?
Yeah.
Okay. He said, hello, I see your post related to Tony and Susan Alamo. I knew them better than anyone. I was by many accounts third in line. I started many of the businesses, including the clothing empire. I also bought all the clothes that they wore. I'm the one who put Tony in prison in 96. Tony and I spoke after that prison time quite a bit. You don't know about this.
I don't.
Yeah.
No.
They messaged our Instagram page. And so I said, hey, thanks for reaching out. Would you like to talk about it? We'd like to learn more about, Tony Alamo Christian Ministries. I said, I'm not really reaching out. I just stopped by. I've been more active about stopping Tony and Susan than anyone over the years because I know them and I know more important information that was used by the Labor Department and the IRS. But I think I'm done and actually made peace with Tony before he passed. But make no mistake, both of them were very much con artists.
Yeah, that is how it always goes, isn't it?
Yes. So anyways, I thought that was interesting, but he didn't seem, whoever this fellow was, I didn't really get any details. He didn't seem very interested in talking about it. So that's fine, but I'm glad he reached out to us, even though he said he wasn't, but very interesting. So
he was just touching base.
Yeah. He just hey, what's up?
Just want to let you know a thing.
Just this. So very interesting. So if you or any of your family were affected by Tony Alamo Christian Ministries, please let us know. Reach out to us. We want to hear from you. Or anybody else that we talk about on this podcast, for that matter.
Yeah, generally.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yep. Anyway.
Well, you want to get into it?
I'm excited.
Don't be.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
The racists are back.
Andrew warned me. Here we go. Buckle up, everybody.
They're back in a big way.
Ruh-roh.
Just like modern day right now. They're kind of making a big comeback. Let's hopefully stop that.
Let's not. Listen, can I just say, since we're on the topic of racists, that book that I talked about, that I'm listening to, the audiobook about the girl who's in Poland, World War II era.
Yeah.
And it's like, but pre-World War II, like right before it gets going, during World War II. It's like how she's an older teenager, and she kind of grows into a woman in that time and has to like sober up and learn a lot, and kind of has to get over her naivety. It is like the way that they talk about, they're just everyday citizens. They weren't a part of any party. They were just Polish people. And the way that they talk about Nazism coming into power, it's so subtle. It's so very subtle, and it's so scary to hear it and then relate it to nowadays stuff. So come on, everybody love each other. Come on, people.
Yeah, and it would have to be subtle, because if it were something
blatant,
like some of the stuff some of these people maybe had tried to do, it would get stopped.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Oh, okay. I want to hear.
Or at least, it won't be seen as favorable in the same way. We'll talk about it a bit.
Okay.
So, the main person we're going to be talking about today is Richard Wayne Snell.
Oh, okay. Yep, I remember this one. This was on the list.
Yeah, this one's been on the list for a while.
Since the list was made, I think.
Just about. It was one I thought about doing right after the Keyhoes.
You had to take a break.
I just didn't have the appetite for it.
Understandable.
And there's going to be some we're going to go over some more details, or some of the same details that we did in the Kehoe episode. Because of course
they're all connected, man.
All these horrible, rotten people, they are connected.
Yes.
So Richard Wayne Snell, he was born May 21st, 1930 in Iowa, to his parents, Charles and Mary Snell. His dad was a pastor. And Richard Snell actually trained in the ministry, but did not pursue it as a career. So he's going to be hooked up with a group called the Covenant, the Sword, and the Arm of the Lord.
You talked about this.
Yeah. This is a group that formed in 1971, originally out of a church that was in Missouri somewhere. I think it was in South Missouri.
Huh. I've been there.
South Missouri, yeah. It's founded by a guy named Jim Ellison, and they call themselves, it's Covenant, Sword, and the Arm of the Lord, and for short they say CSA.
Okay.
Which, why somebody who's going to have these beliefs we're talking about would want to be CSA.
Why? What's that?
Confederate States of America.
Ah, barf.
And also, they screwed up their stupid initials, because it's Covenant, Sword, and Arm of the Lord. Why would you leave out the Lord?
Just no Lord.
Put the Lord back in the covenant.
It's a rhyme, people.
It's terrible. It should be CSAL.
But that messes everything up.
CSAL. That's what I would have called it. But I'm not a racist.
Exactly. I was going to say, well, thank God you didn't.
I could have helped their branding, which would have been bad. So, founded in 1971, they have close ties with some of our old friends. Elohim City.
Oh, no, it comes back. So, I figured it would.
Yeah, the people who formed Elohim City came out of this CSA group.
I think I remember that.
Yeah. I think I can't remember if we skipped over... we skipped over a bunch of the stuff about the Order, I think, on the Kehoe episode.
I don't recall that.
They're different white supremacist group that was run around. The Elohim City people are so tied together that this Jim Ellison person who founded the CSA, he actually married one of the founders' granddaughters who formed Elohim City.
Okay.
And actually, speaking of the Order, there was a point where I believe it was Ellison. We're not going to do too much of a deep dive on all of the workings of CSA. We might save that for a different episode.
Oh, God.
But yeah, but there was like a split at some point because Ellison was like, I learned from God. He says I have to bang all of your wives and every other woman in the compound now because they created a compound. It was in northern Arkansas on the shores of Bull Shoals Lake.
Back to northern Arkansas with their weirdness
because you can hide up in the hills and all that.
Don't I know?
And so yeah, he was like, I gotta do sex with all of the women here now.
You know what that
God
sounds like?
God told me to.
You know what that sounds like?
A cult.
Oh my gosh, you got it. Good job.
Exactly, because this was founded initially actually as like just a religious group rather than what they're going to become, which is more of like white supremacist paramilitary group. So they've got their little compound up in North Arkansas.
This is just a life lesson right here.
Don't join a cult.
Yeah, don't join a cult, which is... Yeah.
Don't move to a compound anywhere with anybody.
Yes, that's what it was. If it has a compound, it's probably bad. If it has a compound, it's probably a cult. Turn around and walk away.
Exactly, because especially in those situations, the worst part is it's hard to get out.
Yes.
Because it's like, I don't think we only kind of talked about it, I feel like, with the Alamo episode, but all those people living on like that town that they had.
Alma?
When the other one they had... Well, either one, but where they had like their businesses and stuff. Yeah. And also they got no money.
Yeah,
if you're a member.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you going to get out?
Yeah.
You got to have money to get places.
And that's why. That's how they get you.
Exactly. Don't go to compounds.
Don't give your stuff away.
Don't do it.
Unless you have stuff left out. You can donate things. That's okay. You can volunteer. But don't give up everything. Okay? Bad.
Especially if it's just going straight to the leader who's getting super rich and stuff.
These are life lessons with Andrew and Caitlin.
So there was a split in the group after his whole thing about like, I gotta have sex with everybody. And some of them left and joined up with the Order.
Great.
That other white supremacist group. They famously murdered a radio host in Denver.
Oh my gosh.
Named something
John?
Berg.
Oh, okay.
They didn't like him because he was Jewish and also talked mess about them.
Was he really Jewish?
Yes, I believe he was actually Jewish.
Okay.
And CSA, so they instead of just being a religious group, which we're going to get into in a second,
okay,
they also did all this militia stuff. Like they did like survivalist camps, and they would make money off of that. And
if you want to learn how to survive, just join the Boy Scouts.
And they would make money off of it, I think. And they would bring in other white supremacist groups, like the Order and the Aryan Nations. Great. All of them would come in and train with them.
Great.
Exactly. So they were, CSA also believed in Christian identity.
No.
So we're gonna.
And they are all just lumped together.
They really are. So we're gonna shoot through real quick just a basic idea what Christian identity is, because
we talk about it in I think it's episode
detail.
6, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, that's
episode
the key.
6.
If you need more background, go there. Listen to that.
But you'll get what you really need out of it here. First of all, it's a white supremacist idea of Christianity, where the Israelites, they were actually white people, and they moved to like Northern Europe and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And so like modern day Jews are not the real Jews. So also anti-Semitic, obviously.
Clearly.
They think the Jews secretly run everything. They call the government of the U.S. the Zion Occupied Government, ZOG. And
Zog.
Yeah, the basic idea is, I guess they're trying to put together they're like, I want to love Jesus and go to heaven, but also I just really hate everybody who's not white. So,
especially a white dude. Let's just a white dude.
Yeah. So basically, you have to like make those beliefs come together somehow. So what you do is, all the non-whites aren't real people.
They make them non-human, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's which
what is not okay. About. That's not okay, no. People. Not okay.
And it's very stupid. It's because it's basically just like, how do I justify my bigotry with this religion that says to love everybody? The idea is
up a story.
You play pretend.
Yeah. Yes.
Instead of living in reality, you make up a pretend reality, and you just say that's what it is.
And it's not.
Exactly. So Richard Wayne Snell, he was one of their guys.
Mm-hmm.
He was affiliated with them. He's also affiliated with like everybody. Like he spent a lot of time in Elohim City. He hung out with the Aryan Nation. He probably hung out with a bunch of other people who were terrible, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And they said he would act autonomously. Like he would just do whatever he wanted, and he would just use their compound as a base of operations, essentially.
So he kind of was like a free agent, just kind of hung out at the compound?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a little background on CSA. And now we're going to go to 1983. This is where things are going to start becoming more radicalized.
Okay.
So here's yet another flippin' group. The Posse Comitatus.
Haven't heard of them. This is a new one.
They are basically the precursor to all these groups.
Okay.
All of these groups have their roots in Posse Comitatus.
Okay.
Which is wild. And CSA has like Posse Comitatus begat CSA and a bunch of others, and CSA has begat other groups as well.
I see. It's branching.
Yes.
What is that? What is Posse Comitatus? What is that, Latin or for something?
It seems like it's Latin. It's probably something dumb. Let's look it up.
I'll look it up. You continue.
But yeah, Posse Comitatus, they have a leader named Gordon Call, and the Posse Comitatus is like all these groups. They're like, oh, taxes are bad. I don't like taxes. You know how right wingers do. And in 1983, he gets into a shootout with police and kills 2 U.S. Marshals.
Ooh, bad.
Gets away.
What?
Flees to Arkansas.
Great.
Where he holes up in the home of a CSA member. And eventually police find him there, and they have a shootout, and he gets killed.
Cool.
So Call is now seen as this martyr for all these white supremacist groups. They're like, wow, he's so awesome. He died in a blaze of glory. And like the founder of CSA, Jim Ellison, thought he was the best. He revered him. And again, like remember, Call being the leader of this group essentially is he was the leader of the group that kickstarted a lot of these groups. Okay. So 1983 in July at the Aryan Congress at Hayden Lake, Idaho, the white supremacists are very upset that this horrible person got killed after he murdered police officers. Yeah. And we may do an episode on him too someday. We'll see. Okay. But basically him dying like galvanized all these neo-Nazis into wanting to do stuff. Great. And again, this is 83, so their motto for the meeting was war in 84. Because they were ready now, or at least claiming to be ready, to do their plan of like guerrilla warfare and overthrow the U.S. government and all this other crap. Okay. Yeah. So Snell and Ellison, they start drawing up plans for doing bombings and assassinations and stuff. What? No. And one of their plans back in 83 was to blow up the federal building in Oklahoma City. No. Yeah. No. All the way back, they were thinking about doing that. Partially, there's like basically 2 reasons. One. We talked about this a little bit. I think. Yeah. Richard Snell was upset because being somebody who's trying to evade taxes all the time, his house had been raided by the IRS and stuff. So. Well, I mean, pay your taxes. So, and supposedly they came from the Oklahoma City office because he lived thereabouts. Gotcha. In eastern Oklahoma for the most part. Gotcha. And another reason was they thought it would be really shocking, obviously, if there was an act of terror like that in middle America instead of like New York or somewhere. Yeah. Somewhere where you would more expect it, I guess. Right. And one of the ideas they came up with was that they were going to have a rocket launcher and put it in a van and then set it off remotely. What? But that they never do that one. But it gets done at a different point. Yes. Which is, anyway, that's a rabbit hole. Yeah. Okay. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay. Because it does tie in to some extent. Mm-hmm. So Also in 1983, there was a point where Snell and two other guys went and tried to blow up a natural gas pipeline near Fulton, Arkansas.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's in the southwestern part of the state, and like it did nothing because they were failures, I guess.
Okay.
And they did all kinds of other stuff, like they tried to set fire to like a Jewish center in Indiana, a church in Missouri that was gay friendly, which I guess would be a pretty big deal actually
back in the 80s. Yeah.
83 at this point. So, first big one he's going to do here. November 3rd, 1983, he goes to Texarkana with two accomplices.
Okay.
They go to a pawn shop there owned by William Stump. And the idea is they're going to go in there and rob them.
Okay, that's nice.
Which is pretty common tactic.
My dog just growled, sorry.
Because they're going to rob this place. They're going to rob this pawn shop and use the money to fund all their garbage activities they do.
Great.
Pretty common stuff with these white supremacist groups.
Yes.
Like the Aryan Nation, I think they robbed a whole bunch of banks. The Kehoes robbed banks. Part of the reason the Kehoes did the murdering they did was to steal a bunch of stuff from the Muellers.
Yeah.
Like things like that.
Question. Is Mr. William Stump, is he African American or Jewish or something not white?
No, I think he's white.
It's interesting.
But they think he's Jewish.
Oh.
It's just that racists are really stupid.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I was like, I wonder if they would target a white man who owned a shop or if they would strictly target somebody who they thought was inferior. So I guess...
They thought he was Jewish.
They thought he was inferior.
And at the same time, there have been times where if you're not loyal enough to the race, they would... Like if it was...
Right.
You know, it could have been even if he was gay or something.
Somebody who's gay friendly or volunteered with, minority groups or something like that.
Or even like Kehoe, they were like, they justified one of their murders by being like, oh, what's her face was, she was part Native American. It's like, first of all, she's probably not. But second of all, that's not a justification for anything.
That doesn't make, that's not okay.
But yeah, they specifically targeted this shop because they thought he was Jewish.
I
see.
He
was not.
Okay.
Again, racists tend to be dumb. And so they go in, they rob him, and Richard Snell shoots him in the back of the head 3 times with a .22 caliber pistol.
Wow.
And they rob it of all the jewelry, cash, weapons, all the stuff that's in this pawn shop here. And run off with that. And they actually came close to doing another one like this. But it was going to be in Springfield, Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Where they were going to rob another store, like this jewelry store.
Mm-hmm.
And because it was owned by a Jewish person.
Was it?
I think this one actually was.
Okay.
But they ended up not doing this one. I believe Ellison called it off. He was like, let's cool it down for a second here.
Stay low for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were also, for that one, they were going to set off a bomb inside to try and burn it down and stuff.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
They tend to be wonderful people.
When you have nothing in your life but this ideology of hate.
And I'm better. I am superior. Nobody's better than anybody.
I mean, some people are.
Okay,
but not because of their race.
No. Okay. Perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
It's because they discovered cures for things and.
Or even better at sports.
Maybe.
The main thing is
race has nothing to do with anything.
Don't be proud of yourself just because of the color of the skin of the people who banged you into existence.
Yeah,
I will never stop harping on that.
Because let me tell you, sir, are not a better specimen than Idris Elba. I'm sorry.
That's, you know what?
What?
That's an example of a person who's better than other people.
he is.
There you go.
He is better than other people. He is superior.
I'm glad we worked it out.
Yay.
Some people are better than other people.
But
I'm better than Richard Snell. I'm just going to say that right now.
I think you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How about me?
Yes.
You had to think about that too hard. Okay.
I think you're better than Richard Snell was.
Okay, cool.
Or is. Maybe he's still alive. Let's find out.
Okay.
So.
Hey, by the way,
yes.
Posse Comitatus.
Yeah.
is Latin for, quote, force of the county.
All right.
And it was an act, the Posse Comitatus Act is a U.S. federal law signed on June 18th, 1878 by President Rutherford B. Hayes, which limits the powers of the federal government and the use of federal military personnel to enforce the domestic policies within the U.S.
Okay.
Makes
That's why they
sense.
would love it, because
Makes
they
sense.
hate the federal government.
Yep, makes sense. So there you go. There's where that came from.
Yeah, there's also, I think it's Greek. It's there's a thing that conspiracy and right-wing types love is Moan Labe.
I'm going to look that one up.
Well, I can tell you what it means.
Oh, okay.
I'm familiar with this one.
Okay.
It means come and take it.
Oh,
And you know what? Guns and such.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where that's.
Are you sure it's Greek? It's not Latin?
There's a wrestler who has a gigantic tattoo of it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, he's pretty good, but I'm really worried he's going to say something really stupid just in like a week and just ruin everything.
How do you spell this?
It's like an MOALOB. It's something weird because like the lettering is not all English style letters. So that's part of why I it's hard to look up to me, but
Okay.
yeah.
Continue.
So June 30th, 1984, what's his face? Richard Snell is driving near DeQueen, Arkansas, which is in western Arkansas.
I know somebody from DeQueen.
It's near the Oklahoma border.
Okay.
He's driving through in his van, and he's got a trailer, and he gets pulled over. Routine traffic stop by an Arkansas state trooper who is black, named Lewis P. Bryant.
Oh, Mr. Bryant.
And Snell has warrants for his arrest in Texas,
Go
specifically.
figure. Mm-hmm.
So he basically immediately gets out of the car, shoots Bryant, and flees.
No.
And Bryant would actually be found by his wife on the side of the road.
No.
They were going to go meet for lunch, and she saw his car on the side of the road and was like, "That's weird."
I just started tearing up a little bit.
It
That's
is very
so
sad.
sad.
And Bryant would be rushed to the hospital, but he would die,
Oh, no.
leaving behind a wife and 2 children.
You're making it worse. Stop.
The facts must be known.
Yes, they
Very
must. They
sorry.
really must. Okay, continue.
So, fortunately, a truck driver actually notices this happen, and actually he follows Richard Snell for a while.
What?
And then he eventually is able to alert the police, like in what direction he's going, what he's driving, because he's driving like a brown van, trailer, something real trashy looking. I'm sorry if you have a brown van and a trailer, people, but
It's trashy, okay?
listen,
These are the facts. The facts must be known.
we can't all have nice things. Sometimes,
It's true.
Sometimes we don't. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm not judging you for your car. I'm judging this guy because he sucks. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a rotten person. He's murdered 2 people for like no reason.
And you just like got out and shot this poor... Anyway.
Yeah. And police in Broken Bow, Oklahoma, set up a roadblock. Broken Arrow, I think, is the one you know.
Yeah, that was like not Broken Arrow?
Yeah, I looked at it and I was like, wait a second. Why would you have both of these? That's weird. I don't know if those are like twin cities that are right beside each other.
Okay.
I have no idea. So there's a roadblock by police in Broken Bow. Snell gets to it and he's like, well, gotta do what I normally do. Just start shooting. And he is not as successful this time.
Go figure.
He's not going to shoot any police officers.
Good.
As much as he tried.
Good.
In fact, he would be shot 6 times.
Mm.
And he would survive. They took him to the hospital and all that. And he would confess to the murder of Lewis P. Bryant.
No remorse, I'm sure.
No remorse. He said, I had these arrest warrants. And later he would say it was self-defense. But that sounds like nonsense.
Yeah.
So at this time, while he's in the hospital and all that, investigators are searching his van and his trailer and all that. And find some real cool stuff in there.
Uh-huh.
You got, for instance, a grenade.
Oh, great. As one does.
Just one, though.
Nice.
As far as I can tell. Which
Okay.
seems like...
Why not have 2 or 3
It both
or
seems
a lot?
like One grenade is too many grenades, but also is not enough grenades. I feel like if you're going to be like, I'm a guy with grenades, that's a thing I do.
Maybe he was playing with them and exploded them on his property.
Could be.
Just for fun.
Maybe he sold some. I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
One of they find other weapons like guns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mac 10 or Mac 11. I forget what's what.
I don't know what that is.
It's a gun.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, they also find a gun in there. It is a .22 caliber pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how they find out that is the gun that was used to kill William Stump back in November.
Okay.
Several months ago.
The pawn shop owner.
Yes.
Okay.
So before that, they didn't know who did it.
Gotcha.
And
did he confess to it?
He never confessed to that one. He claims he was framed on that one. Yeah. Probably not though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
Part of the thing is though, like the we won't get too much into like the trial stuff because it's
tedious.
Yeah, but part of it is like you're trusting a lot of testimony from a lot of other neo-Nazis, like turning on each other. It's
kind of like cult leaders. Take their autobiography with a grain of salt.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So at one point while they're looking through there, they find some wires that seem suspicious.
Uh-oh.
So then they're like, oh no, did he booby trap this stupid van?
Did he?
No.
Oh, okay.
They brought in the bomb squad, though, and had them investigate it just in case.
Do you think he was smart enough to booby trap his van?
I don't think he would have been.
Somebody would have.
But there might have been somebody, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Though, again, like, a lot of the stuff they had been doing, like their acts of domestic terror, were ineffective. Because they tried to commit a bunch of arsons, but like their arsons didn't work right a lot. And they tried to blow up that gas pipeline, and that didn't work.
Yeah.
They were terrible at this.
Which is good. Good.
Yeah, ideally, the villains are incompetent doofuses.
Good. Oh, great. Good. We're on the right track.
That's what I like, but, you know.
Yeah.
So they also find, like, a bunch of the literature from CSA, like their little pamphlets they'll hand out. And there's, like, they find some creepy stuff.
Oh.
There's an ATF agent, Bill Buford, who comes in. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, I knew that.
They're most well known for Waco.
We won't talk about that.
We're not going to talk too much about that one. Because
it's sad. It's really sad.
It's another sad one, and we can't do too many. Also,
there's a lot on it.
It'll get mentioned, but we're not going to do Waco.
Okay.
We're not going to do Waco.
Okay,
here.
okay, good.
So Buford had been investigating CSA for a while because they're like, what's the deal with these guys?
Yeah.
It seems bad.
Yeah.
It seems like a bad time. He finds a briefcase with like a bunch of like notes and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the things he finds is a map.
To what?
His house.
To the dude's house?
The ATF agent's house.
A map to it or of it?
Like of it and like all the surrounding area. Like that, like hand-drawn maps of like the house and surrounding area. Yeah.
What?
So these CSA people have been like surveilling him to some extent.
Oh my gosh.
And he also found similar evidence of this sort of surveillance against a federal judge, an FBI agent, and a U.S. attorney.
Holy cow.
And the FBI agent, I know for sure, was also investigating the CSA folk.
Wow.
So, also, since we're not doing a deep dive too much on CSA's overarching hierarchy and structure and everything else they got up to, mostly focusing on Snell here, but just want to mention that .22 they found had originally been bought by the CSA leader, Jim Ellison, and this is kind of what leads to their downfall as an organization.
Okay.
Just thought that was a little fun side note there.
A little interesting tidbit.
Yeah. So we get to the trial. Snell, he's going to be convicted, and he's sentenced to death.
Wow.
It seems like it was a pretty easy one to do.
Yeah.
Especially since he confessed to one of the murders.
Where was he tried at?
Oh, I forget. I think they tried to move it at some point, but I'm not sure if they ever actually did.
Was it in Oklahoma?
No, this has been in Arkansas.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, like the white national types, they were like, they saw him as like another person who was going to be a martyr and all this bull crap.
Yeah.
They even tried to prevent his execution to some extent. Like there was a newsletter, the that sent out by the militia of Montana, where it called him a patriot to be executed by the beast.
But what? Okay.
And the Arkansas Clemency Board received 1,500 to 2,000 letters, all supporting him.
Oh.
And they said that was like a conservative number.
Really?
Yeah, like they never got that many letters because.
But he was a dude that murdered a cop for no reason.
Yeah, but it was a black cop and they're white supremacists, so there is that element of it. And he even had 14 different people testify in his defense to the Clemency Board to try and get him away from being executed.
But wait, were they all white supremacists?
Probably. One of them said that if they executed Snell, they should expect the wrath of God.
That sounds like a threat to me.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Huh.
And, and here's the thing. Snell says he would do it again.
Well, bye. Bye, Felicia.
Right. And I guess he was claiming self-defense maybe. But so he's like, under the same circumstances, I would have done it again.
Wow. It is never okay to kill somebody. Like, if something in your life is telling you it's okay to kill another human being, rethink it. Stop. Rethink it. Because it's not okay to kill people. Yeah. I thought everybody knew. I thought that was just an easy thing. I thought that was an easy thing.
Well, some people, like these white supremacist types, they see themselves as victims.
Yeah.
They think people having, like, hey, what if we also had freedom and justice for like non-whites? They think, well, that's taking away my freedom. And it's like, no,
you still get your freedom. It's just that everybody else gets it too.
Exactly. And so they think they're being oppressed and all this other stuff. And they're people who've built their self-worth around just like, look at my skin.
Which is ridiculous.
And depressing and sad. So if you tie your self-worth to that, so then that's how you're going to look at everything. Especially if you follow this Christian identity stuff where they call non-whites mud people.
No.
Yeah. That's like a thing they do.
You know what that sounds like?
What?
I bet you can guess. Mud people.
Like Harry Potter?
Yeah.
The Muggles?
Mud blood.
Oh, mud blood, yeah.
Like you're inferior, like because you're not pure.
Yeah. I mean, that Harry Potter is about neo-Nazis, essentially.
Basically, yeah. Well, I mean, that's not like what it's about, but...
That's what the villains are about.
Kind
of,
yeah.
They're neo-Nazis, essentially. Because they're essentially like supremacists.
Yeah, they are. They're magic supremacists.
Exactly.
It's pure bloods versus mud bloods versus whatever. Muggles.
Could Muggles have just shot them, though? Like, would that have been easy?
Well, but then they can magic blue.
Can they?
Yeah, you can stop it.
Are there parts in the Harry Potter thing where people are like, I have a machine gun. Let's see how you deal with that?
Well, you can make like a shield. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, I'm just wondering. I just thought about that sometimes.
I feel like magic would win against bullets.
Maybe. But then why are the magic people always hiding?
I don't know. Because there's more muggles than there are the sheer numbers of wizard versus muggles.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, that's just something that popped in my head suddenly. Like, could you just shoot?
Wait.
Would guns work against magic?
No, probably not.
I don't know. Maybe. Anyway.
That's another subject for another time. That's a different podcast altogether. Okay,
So,
back to reality.
Yeah, the sad reality.
Yeah.
So, Richard Snell is set to be executed on April 19th, 1995. Which is especially galling if you are a white supremacist.
Why?
I just learned this recently.
Oh.
April 19th is apparently a big day for the white supremacist types.
Is that Hitler's birthday?
No, that's the 20th.
Is that his death day?
No.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with Hitler.
Okay.
It is essentially the day the American Revolution began.
Oh,
It's when the shot heard around the world happened.
Oh, okay.
It is the beginning of Ruby Ridge. I'm not going to go into what that means.
Okay. I was like, Andrew sees my confused look. He's like,
yeah, I was like, you probably don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Don't worry about it.
I'll
but
Google
it is a
later.
thing that basically there was an FBI thing with a guy in Idaho, and it's very upsetting for white supremacists. And it was a big boondoggle for the FBI.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like Waco.
Oh, no.
April 19th is also the anniversary of Waco.
Is Hitler's birthday really the 20th?
I think that's right.
Wow.
I think I saw that.
Wow. Pop up with that?
Yeah, because I didn't want to mention it because I wanted to make my joke of April 19th being such an intense, angry holiday for these white supremacist douchebags.
Yeah.
And then it's like the next day is just like 420.
Blaze it.
Yeah, just it's a real chill holiday.
420, blaze it.
That's one where people just kind of act cool about things for a bit, compared to this one where people are like, "We are being oppressed and blah blah blah. And we have to destroy all the Zionists or whatever the stupid stuff is." So April 19th, 1995 comes, and the most interesting thing to happen that day, the most newsworthy thing to happen that day, is not going to be Richard Snell's execution.
Tell me.
That morning, Snell excitedly gets up and he tells the guards he wants to watch the news. He wants to see CNN.
Oh, no.
And he gleefully watched on.
No.
As the news broke.
No.
That the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City had been bombed.
Oh, my gosh.
And he was said to have been smiling and laughing when he witnessed the carnage.
What a piece. That was children and people. Children. Okay, I get it. Innocent people, yes. But innocent children. There's a daycare there.
And not only that, but the bomb was placed directly under the daycare. And
like,
he knew it.
I'm like tearing up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's so awful.
I was like shaking writing this part.
I could see you're feeling intense about it.
Very frustrating.
Yeah.
168 people were killed. And around 700 more were injured.
And he's smiling gleefully.
He's happy as can be.
Oh my God.
Never go to the Oklahoma City Building Memorial.
Unless you're in a good place.
Because you will cry.
I've been there.
It is depressing.
Yeah.
Especially when you see the part about the children.
Yeah.
The smaller seats.
Oh, God.
Supposedly, Snell had been claiming something big was going to happen for like a while. Like
How
saying,
did he know?
Well, that's the question. Knew. Did he actually know? Or was he just bluffing? Because April 19th is their day, and also, bluffing about like, oh, you better not kill me, because especially not on that day. Don't you do it. Something's going to happen. Or did he actually know?
Gotcha.
Especially since, he had previous connections to plotting to blow up that very building.
Yeah.
So it is, and Timothy McVeigh has connections with some of these people, like Elohim City,
which we talk about a little bit in episode 6 too.
So, yeah, that's.
So what happened? Did he die?
Yes.
Good.
They still executed him. His final meal was fried crappie. You said that's how it's pronounced.
I'm sure.
Trusting you.
The fish.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a word I don't think I've ever heard anybody say out loud. It's one where I've read it and gone why would that be that way? Why would you call a fish
a crappie?
Poopy. It would do.
I'm pretty sure it was named before the slang.
Nah.
Okay.
So yeah, fried crappie, 2 large onions. There was another one that would just
2 large onions.
Yeah. Wasn't there another person?
Raw onions?
Probably cooked. I don't know. But didn't we have somebody else who was like, I just want some onions for some reason.
Maybe it was me reading you because I was reading a list of final meals. Maybe this was on here.
It could be. They had a large green salad with blue cheese dressing, hush puppies, and buttermilk.
Ugh, what a terrible last meal.
Right? I mean, he clearly has no taste. His final words were towards the governor at the time, Jim Guy Tucker. Mm-hmm. And he says, "Governor Tucker, look over your shoulder. Justice is on the way. I wouldn't trade places with you or any of your political cronies. Hell has victory. I am at peace." This is why. So I don't think anything particularly bad ever happened to Jim Guy Tucker. And that's why I'm partially he's probably just bluffing, talking out his ass there.
Oh, with the bombing thing? Or
yeah, that's one of the things. And also, I think there was no evidence ever found that he legit knew anything, but any event like that is going to have a lot of conspiracy thought thrown into it.
Yeah.
Some of it being like, what else was there? Or who else knew? And some of it's going to be Timothy McVeigh was a
Piece of garbage.
he was a patsy or some bullcrap that some doofus will say.
Yeah.
So Snell would be pronounced dead at 9:16 p.m. that day. Well, night.
Yeah.
You know. His body was claimed by Robert Millar. He was the head of Elohim City at the time.
Gotcha.
If you remember the video...
So did Snell not have any, like, family? Or
It didn't seem like it. If he did, he didn't hang out with them. Not like he did with these people.
Well, wonder why.
Yeah. I mean, who would want to be around such a horrible, rotten person?
Yeah, it's pretty unpleasant. Wholesomely unpleasant.
Yeah. I was just going to quickly mention, if you remember that video we watched with Elohim City...
Yes.
The
The guy with the weird...
The two guys there, there's the one with the creepy thin mustache.
Yes.
And the guy who sounds like Elmer Fudd.
Yes.
Those are Robert Millar's kids.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, both of them?
Yes.
They seem like they were not the same age.
I mean, people age differently, and also usually, unless you're twins, you're born at different times.
Well, I mean, it seemed like one was significantly older than the other.
It's probably the thin, creepy mustache.
Yeah. Oh,
and also
okay.
he had gray hair, whereas the other one did not.
Yeah.
The other one just sounded like Elmer Fudd.
So those were the leader of Elohim City's kids.
Yeah, and they're the ones running it now because
Gotcha.
that guy's died.
Gotcha.
They actually left, when they brought his body back to Elohim City, they left him in an open casket for 3 days
Ooh.
in case he was resurrected because Jesus loves him.
Wait, this sounds familiar.
Right?
Sounds a little bit. Wait, did it work? Wait.
No,
spoiler
guess
alert.
what?
Spoiler alert. Wait. Andrew, did it work for Tony and Susan Alamo?
Did it work for Heaven's Gate or
Did it work for anybody that's ever thought that? Well, I mean, if you're Christian, except for Jesus.
Did
But
they think he was coming back though?
who, Jesus?
Yeah, they didn't think he was coming back, right? They were all bummed out.
Oh, yeah.
And when he first came back, they were like, who's this new guy?
Yeah, who are you?
Who's this new guy? We've never met you before.
You're right. You are right. So what do you think? Nobody's coming back from the dead.
Pretty much. No, you can only do that. What, 2 people have done that?
Who?
Lazarus.
Oh, was he dead?
Yeah.
And
That's why in Batman they have the Lazarus pit.
you can see how well I retained
Yeah.
Bible knowledge.
No, he, as far as I can tell, he was not resurrected. In fact, his body remains in Elohim City.
On display?
It's just in the ground now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just put it in the ground like you do.
Oh, okay. Just
Because
waiting.
he was not resurrected because he was not, why would he have been?
Was he lethal injection? Was he?
Yes.
Okay. So we were in the lethal injection time frame. We talked about this a little bit last week, I think. Me and you.
Off air.
Me and you, yeah.
Because there was the guy the last person to get the electric chair would have been before this.
Okay.
So, but yeah, he's just in the ground now. He's dead. He's rotted away. Probably in hell.
Yeah, very much so.
If there is a God, he's in hell.
Oh, absolutely.
That's just that's gonna be my hot take.
Who do you think's in heaven?
Like a bazillion more people who aren't him.
Who else do you think is in hell? Let's name some names here. Everybody on our podcast.
No, not everybody.
Well, the perpetrators, not the victims.
What's his name?
Gosh,
Cyclops. He's probably in hell now.
Oh yeah. Because his death was not that long
died,
ago.
Yeah. Kehoe's not on death row, which is weird. Which we've talked about how that's weird.
Yes.
The guy who tried to kill the girl but then killed himself later, what was her name?
Are you talking about Jennifer Shewitt?
Yes.
Okay.
The guy who tried to kill her, he's probably in hell.
Oh, yeah.
If I were to guess. I don't know. I don't make these decisions.
Yeah.
And I have no way of verifying anything. I can just guess.
Hey, God, what you think? You want to send me the list, the naughty and the nice list?
I would love that list. Just so we could look at it and be like, all right, so this is what we need to do. Don't be like this person. Be like this person. That'd be fun.
I mean, I feel like we at least know the don't be like this person list.
Generally, yes.
I mean, I feel like that one, at least we know probably what not to do, and that's kill people, for one.
How weird would it be, though, to look at that list? Because there could be so many people who you're like, oh, I thought that was a good person. But it turns out, actually, they were a serial killer the whole time.
You don't ever know anybody. That Also, life lessons with Andrew and Caitlin. You never know anybody. Don't trust anyone.
That's right. The only way to trust somebody is if you have a GPS tracker on them at all times.
But don't do that because that's called stalking.
They have to agree to it first.
Okay.
Consensual stalking.
But then they don't know. Then they can alter the results of said GPS tracking.
How many people can do that?
They can like take off a tracker and like send it somewhere for a little bit and be like, no, I was totally there.
You have it implanted in them.
Oh.
In their neck.
Or in their phone.
Or something. The phone,
Go
obviously.
into their phone, turn on the front, share my location or whatever, and then like don't do it. Like don't tell them that you did it, and then go into your phone. This is bad advice. Don't take it. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, what are we even doing? I also say Robert Millar. Mm-hmm. I bet he's in hell.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean he's preaching this Christian identity stuff. He's one
stuff.
of the guys on that stuff. So he's probably in hell.
Yeah. Hitler.
That's probably a
Did I say that already? Hitler's probably there.
Stalin.
Yeah.
Mao.
Anybody that did mass murdering or ordered mass murdering.
Probably, yeah.
Is probably there.
Most likely.
One would think.
Yeah.
But
who's to say?
Anyway. Good story. Well, not really, because I can, I mean, you know what I mean, though. Like, I know how angry you got with the Kehoe episode. I can only imagine you sitting there researching this and just getting angry all over again.
This one wasn't as bad.
Kehoe was pretty bad.
Kehoe was like, they were trotting all across the states and everything.
Yeah, it was bad.
And it was also the first time I was being exposed
to that.
En masse to a lot of that stuff, yeah.
And it's like deep. Like, it goes deep. Like, yeah, the Southern Poverty
Law Center.
Yeah, they have lists of hate groups on their website or whatever, and it's like they're all connected. It's wild. Yeah, and there's so many of them.
Yeah, and a lot of them are like really small, but a lot of them also, because it's like it. One of the articles says like all of these groups have their roots in the Posse Comitatus group because they were founded in like the 60s.
Oh, okay.
And so, you know, that group leads to one group, that group leads to another. Like even I think the order split off at some point where like some of it splintered away to different groups.
Gotcha.
And I think that's how a lot of them learned to do what they did with the like robbing banks and stuff, because that was the order were the first ones who were like, let's do that.
Yeah. Though
maybe they learned that from the Turner Diaries. I don't know.
Who knows? Anyway, wow. Deep stuff. Thank you for your story this week. And
it was not my pleasure.
I know. It never is. It never really is. Anyways, no state capitals this week. I finished it.
No, you did it.
Thank God. That was awful.
I almost still think we should do all 50 at one run.
Do you know how many I'm going to get?
25.
If I'm lucky.
I bet you could do 25. Oh, Nevada.
I don't remember.
Okay.
It's not Las Vegas.
It is not.
I don't remember.
All right. Well.
Let's not.
Okay, we won't.
Okay.
That was a test run.
It went poorly. Let's do, I have some questions I want to ask you.
Oh.
Andrew's not looking forward to this. He doesn't know what they are. I found them literally today before the episode. And I was like, oh my gosh, these are really interesting questions. Andrew has like very like black and white answer questions. I have very open-ended questions. Like, are you ready?
Yes, that's not very open-ended though.
Okay. No, that one isn't. But this question it's actually going to be pretty funny. Let's just get this one. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off and get this one out of the way. Ready? What has been your favorite memory this year? On this terrible, terrible year.
I don't even know what happened this year that was anything.
The only thing that I can think of, probably my favorite memory from this year, is starting up the podcast. And like that, when we first started, like trying to like get the podcast going, we had no idea what we were doing. We're just like, we know we want to do this, and that's about as far as we got. And like sitting here trying to figure out how to record an episode, it literally took like 8 hours. And now it's like boom, 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 got it. We watched like 50 YouTube videos, and I mean, I don't know. It's funny to see first episode versus now, what all we've learned, and especially you with editing and all that too.
Yeah, and also because we actually did like a few practice episodes just to see like what we were gonna do and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I was like, was that 2020 still?
Yeah, that was 2020.
It was, because it was. I know for a fact it was after the Super Bowl sometime.
Yeah,
which was not a good memory because I don't like the Chiefs.
It's not, this is good memories only. Okay.
Good memories. Because like, I don't know.
Probably the podcast.
Yeah, but I want to pick something different.
Oh, okay.
I can't think of anything that's like an actual thing that I would have done. Because again, we've been holed up and all this other stuff.
I know.
And I can't think of having done anything before March 11th when everything went bad.
Yeah, me neither. I was trying to like think of, I did go to, I think it was this year. I went to Wicked. Did I go see Wicked? Yeah, I went to go see Wicked with Melissa.
Okay.
I did go. That was fun. That was pre shutdown. It was good.
Was The Mandalorian this year? Or was that last year?
No, that was this year. Mandalorian is this year.
Was it?
Yeah.
Now I'm wondering. I feel like that might have been... When was the launch of Disney Plus? Wasn't it November?
Well, heck, now I don't know. Now you have me second guessing.
All right. Seeing Tetsuya Naito win the double gold dash at Wrestle Kingdom.
That's your best memory of 2020?
Sure. It wasn't even that good of a memory because then he got beat up at the end by Kenta, who's a jerk.
These are your best memories of 2020?
This past Saturday, Naito won back his titles from Evil.
Oh my God.
And they got to celebrate with fireworks because they did a stadium show at a baseball field, which was pretty cool.
Wow. Get out.
And yeah, that it's a mixture of like, I don't know that I've done anything. And Mandalorian was last year.
Okay.
I don't think I've done anything. And I don't know.
I know. It's like this year is bleeding into last year because, this year nobody's done anything. We're just working home.
Yeah,
also,
pretty much.
Also, pretty good memory of this year. My yard looks pretty amazing. It's a little dead right now, but it's because it's been crispy outside.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it. I've worked hard.
That's good.
A lot of sweat and tears and that. Mostly sweat. Okay. The next question. Number 2. What would be the theme song of your life?
I don't even know how to answer this question.
Okay. I don't even know what mine would be.
The Mandalorian theme song. It's a pretty good song.
No.
It is good. It's a good song.
Okay. What is the craziest, most daring thing you've ever done? Question 3. What is the craziest, most daring thing you've ever done?
Oh, I don't know. Have I done anything daring? Like, I've never been bungee jumping or anything like that. I've been trying to think of if I've done anything that's like...
I know.
That sounds like I would die.
I don't think I've done anything like crazy or daring. Not that I can think of. I went streaking one time.
Oh, okay.
That's probably it.
Yeah, I haven't done anything like that.
Okay. Here we go. Next question. Number 4. What talents do you possess that not a lot of people know?
I don't know.
You're good at video games.
Sure. I can roll my tongue or whatever.
Let me see. Do it. Can you do all the rolls? You kind of got it.
Yeah.
Kind of get it. I can do that. I'm going that way. On that way. That way. And that way. I can roll it 4 ways.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Talents. I can sometimes do a good writing. I don't know.
You do. Andrew writes all the episode descriptions, and he does a really good job. I don't know what they are before he writes them. And so when I wake up on Tuesdays and the episode pops up on my queue, I just like reading the description because I'm like, what did Andrew come up with for it? And they're always so good. They're good. What hidden talents do I have that not a lot of people know of? I play the flute, but I feel like a lot of people know that.
Yeah, I don't have any musical talent.
I sing.
I have negative musical talent.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're good with like sports knowledge, like insanely weirdly good with sport, and apparently capitals. That's so weird.
I do know capitals. I've been playing Trivia Royale on iPad.
What is that? Just like random trivia?
It's like a trivia game. You like pick a topic
Mm-hmm.
and match up against somebody, and I dominate world flags pretty much.
I can see that. You're good at pretty much geography worldwide.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
I would say I'm terrible with Africa and South America.
Why is that?
I don't know.
The names?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just I haven't bothered to mess with it enough.
Gotcha.
Whereas like I can tell you if you show me a blank map of Europe or Asia, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
I would tell you just about everything.
That's pretty amazing.
Like your Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, that grouping right there. I don't know which one's which.
But you know where they're at.
Generally.
And you know they're at least 3 grouped together. See, I wouldn't even know that.
I mean, I know where Pakistan is, and I know where Kazakhstan is.
Well, good job.
Yeah, Kazakhstan's a big country.
Is it?
I think so, yes.
I did. I
Yes.
don't know. Okay, which TV sitcom would you star in?
None. I have no charisma. But is this just basically like which one would I want to live in?
Well, sure. Why not? It can be that. Yeah.
Oh, man. TV sitcom that I would want to actually be a part of. Maybe Parks and Rec, because like the endings were almost like too happy. It was a little bit like everything works out and even more than it should have or something. Like everything in Parks and Rec was kind of like that.
Yeah.
Whereas like The Office, it was getting bleak for a little while.
It did get bleak.
And Andy sucks at the end, and that one host sucks. What's her name?
Aaron?
In later seasons.
Aaron?
Like Kathy?
Are you talking about the chick that tried to come on a gym?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kathy.
Kathy.
Yeah.
I knew it began with a K. I just couldn't think.
Yeah, it was Kathy.
Yeah, she sucks.
Yeah, she does suck.
And then there's like, I don't know, that show gets kind of weird. Yeah, Parks and Rec would be good just because everything works out for everybody perfectly in the best ways possible in a way that is insane.
I would say probably for me, The Office. I was thinking The Office just because it's so wacky and ridiculous, and it's like clumsy and goofy, and that's pretty much me, clumsy and goofy.
You know what? Community would have been one I would have liked, actually, at least like first 3 seasons.
Oh yeah.
Because like it gets a little darker in seasons 5 and 6, but not sometimes too dark where it's like, Dan Harmon, were you going through some stuff?
Dan Harmon?
Yeah.
We talked about this.
Rick and Morty guy.
Yeah, okay, we talked about this.
They reference it in an episode of Rick and Morty.
Oh, really?
The one where Jerry is supposed to donate his penis.
Oh, God.
There's one of the things on, like, there's a television, and it shows Rick pointing out, it's like basically like a copy of Community, but with aliens.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How funny.
And mostly like Community, like season 3 especially, it gets real wacky.
Mm-hmm.
And like the paintball episodes, which they don't have one in season 3, that's not the point.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of wish my community college days had been as wacky and fun, full of hijinks. But they were just kind of like, I went there, and then I went home and studied and turned in homework and stuff.
You made no friends.
I made no friends because I have no personality.
Well, no, because nobody makes friends at community college.
They do on Community.
Well, that was weird. That was abnormal.
Also, 30 Rock would be a good one for wackiness.
I never watched it. I know it's not bad.
Very good.
Don't. I know. Let's see. Oh, if you could make a difference in the world, what would you be known for?
I would want to make the difference where
here's
how wacky do I want to get? Do I want to go replicators from Star Trek so that have cured hunger and poverty, and we're going to go into space and check out the final frontier and all that?
I mean, if that's what you want.
I've decided I made Star Trek replicators.
Okay. If I can make a difference in the world, I'm going to go serious. I want to just help people. I want to help people. I want to help heal people in my profession. I want everybody that I come in contact with to know that I care about them as a person. And yeah, feel accepted.
I don't care about all of them, though.
Well, okay. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. What is your favorite quote?
I don't know.
Here's one that I say often. Why are you the way that you are?
I used to say that all the time back when I worked at the Chick-fil-A.
Oh, really?
That was a very common one. Also, other ones we did.
So pretty much The Office, anything from The Office.
A lot of Office. I was actually thinking about this one. I can't think of the exact quote, but when Andy's like, this is going to be the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. I've not had a very hard life. I reference that one a lot because I'll just be like, this is the worst day of my life. My life has been pretty easy.
Yeah.
Because I understand my problems are not big problems generally.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, I'm so annoyed by this thing. I know it's not that big of a deal. Just understand I'm annoyed by it.
I love Andy when he says, sorry I bothered you with my friendship. I like saying that one too.
What was the other? Oh, there's two from The Dark Knight I used to quote all the time at Chick-fil-A.
Which ones?
There's the part when they're doing the press conference and there's some guy in the background just like, things are worse than ever. And so we would say that a lot at the Chick-fil-A, just joke, like if we got behind, we're just like, things are worse than ever. And then the other one was we'd sometimes yell, just go, Rachel, because we had multiple Rachels who worked there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so if they did something wrong, we were just like, Rachel.
Yeah.
That's a thing we would do.
That's good. That's a good one.
But yeah,
Sorry, I annoyed you with my friendship.
Haven't done ththings are worse than ever in a long time.
Things are worse than ever.
And it's like such a weirdly delivered line. It sounds weird.
Yeah, that is.
Because he's just like, things are worse than ever.
He wanted to be blah blah blah. He wanted to be memorable. Okay, let's make this the last one, just because it's a weird one.
Okay.
If you could travel to one of the planets, which planet would you go to and why?
Okay, so this is going to presuppose that we can even exist on the planet somehow, magically.
Okay.
Obviously, because otherwise, what's the point? You just go there and die instantly.
Okay. Truth.
So,
can you name all the planets first off?
Yes.
Let me hear it.
You got your Mercury.
Okay.
You got your Venus.
Okay.
Earth. That's the one we're on right now.
Is it?
Yes. And then you got your Mars. Then you got the asteroid belt. Then there's a Jupiter and a Saturn and a Neptune and a Uranus.
You didn't say it right.
You're right. They changed it to Eurectum. That's a Futurama reference.
You got quotes.
What
about Pluto?
Pluto's not considered a planet officially.
But see, I heard that they reinstated it.
Did that? I don't know.
It's kind of.
They said it's a dwarf planet, which I think it's kind of messed up that they would say that that's not a planet, because that implies that dwarfs are not people. I know that's not what they really mean, but that's my fun joke.
It's a
that
joke.
I could tell.
Yay.
It would either be like Venus or Jupiter.
Why?
Because Venus has like all kinds of like acid rainstorms and stuff and volcanoes. It's got stuff going on.
They have an atmosphere. It has an atmosphere,
yeah,
right?
Venus has an atmosphere, like very dense, very thick one. Like it would crush us, I'm pretty sure.
But does it have an actual like planet, like a surface where we would be able to stand?
Yeah, Venus has a surface. Jupiter, whereas, does not. So I'd need to be able to like float around it or something.
It does not have it does not have a...
No.
It's gaseous?
Gas.
What?
Yeah, Jupiter is gas.
100% does not have...
There might be a core of some sort. I don't remember.
But there's nothing to stand on?
But I think it's like boiling or whatever, sort of like our core is molten.
This is a joke.
No. How do you not know this?
I'm not very good with this.
So yeah, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are all gas.
What?
Whereas, Mercury is rock, Venus is rock, Earth is rock, Mars is rock. Pluto is also rock.
A big old rock with nothing.
I think Pluto's not even big, though. It's the smallest. It was the smallest planet, but maybe it's not a planet.
What's the smallest planet besides Pluto?
Mercury.
Really?
Yeah. Is
Mercury close to the sun?
Yes.
This is called Caitlin learns what she should have known in elementary school.
Mercury. So you know how well, maybe you don't know. Let's find out.
Okay.
The moon.
Okay.
We only ever see one side of the moon from Earth.
Right.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's called.
It follows us.
It's tidally locked, is what they call that.
You should be a science teacher.
Because I don't know enough, and most of the stuff I forget.
Okay, but you're doing really good right now. Keep going.
As far as you know.
Okay.
I could be making it up.
You could be.
Yeah, the moon is tidally locked.
Okay.
And Mercury is that way with the sun. So one side of Mercury is always facing the sun and always like super hot, and the other side is actually like cold, I think.
Wild. Yeah. Why is it tidally locked like that? Is it the closest to the sun?
I guess that's probably why. Because like the moon, it's tidally locked to us.
Yeah.
Whereas I think all the rest of the other planets, they have their own rotation.
Okay, yeah. The moons do?
Maybe not moons.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Also,
okay.
And like places like Jupiter and Saturn have a bunch of moons.
Yeah, they do.
Mars has 2 moons.
Wow.
Phobos and something else.
Phobos.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's probably a Greek god. I don't remember.
Or
a Roman god. It's Roman gods, actually.
I think if I were to... I think if I were to say a planet, it'd be pretty boring. And here's why. I have logical reasons. Mars. Because...
Okay.
It's pretty close to Earth, right?
Sure.
I mean, relatively, as opposed to the other planets.
Closest, I think.
Yeah. So, theoretically, it has could sustain life with some alterations. Maybe this is science fiction talk, basically, at this point, but maybe at some point in the distant future. But it's fairly close to home. It has some earthen-like terrain with the mountains and stuff like that. It's almost like desert terrain, kind of.
Yeah, I do feel like if we're imagining this imaginary world where we can get to these planets easily, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if being close to home matters. We got warp speed or something going on.
That's true. If that's the case, then I'm going to all the other planets. Then, like, either I'm staying close to home or bye, basically. Like
I would want, if there was a way to do it.
Yeah.
If we could build some sort of drone, get in there.
Yes.
Like, I want to see the storms on Jupiter.
That'd be pretty cool.
Like the eye of the storm, whatever.
Who has the diamond ring? Which planet is that?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Who would it be? I'm guessing I want to say...
it's not Mars.
I want to say it's one of the back two, like Uranus and Neptune.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Pluto... Did you say Mercury?
Yeah.
That's the closest one.
Oh.
And I don't think it has an atmosphere.
It's gas.
Mercury's not gas.
I'm not doing very well at the science lesson.
No, Mercury is just a hunk of rock, basically.
Okay. Kind of have to be cooking so close to the sun, right?
Yeah. I wonder if there's a reason all of the rock-based planets mostly are closer. Because the Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, all rock. Then after that, you do your Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus. Those are all gas.
I don't know.
Wonder if there's a reason for that.
This is called Science Corner. Also, last reason of why I would want to go to Mars is because Gustav Holst, who is a composer, he did the Planet Suite, and Mars, the Bringer of War, is the coolest one of those.
I'll have to listen to that. Is it good?
Yeah, it's kind of...
Are they all good?
Oh, yeah. Have you never heard the Planet Suite?
No, but you've never heard of planets, it feels like.
I've heard of planets. I just didn't listen. It wasn't important to my future career.
I can talk mess to you as well. Let's go.
It's really good. It's angry.
I mean, Mars is the god of war.
But then, like, Jupiter from the same suite is beautiful.
Also, Neptune is the one with diamond rain.
Oh, okay. Does that make sense? Of why I don't know. Does that make sense of why it would be that way?
What?
Anyway, the whole suite is just amazing. It's very popular. I'm surprised you never heard of it.
I'm anti-music. I don't like it.
That's true.
Get it out of here.
Okay, it's done.
Don't have fun with that.
It's out. It's done.
Yeah, nobody wants that. That's why podcasts and audiobooks exist.
I challenge you to listen to the entire suite, The Planets.
Is it really long or something?
Yes.
How long?
Long. I couldn't tell you, but it's like maybe an hour, maybe more.
That's not that long.
Okay.
I can do that while mowing or something.
But it goes through all the different planets, which is cool.
Is each one an hour?
No.
Okay.
The whole suite.
Well,
the whole suite.
That's not a problem.
Okay.
I can do that.
Okay.
On accident.
You probably could while you're playing some games or something.
Or mowing the lawn, like I said.
Ooh,
which I need to do.
I did it during a heat warning yesterday. Don't do that. It was bad. It took me forever because I kept having to stop and take breaks because it was so hot.
And my yard's bigger.
And then there was a severe weather alert, And I was like, why is this happening? And then you texted me and you're like, is everything okay there? And I was like, yeah, it's sunny. And I don't know why that severe weather alert came up. And then like 20 minutes later, I was like, oh, this is why, because the sky is black right now. So that's why. And I was like running. You should have seen me. I was like running these strips of the yard here trying to finish it because it was like lightning. And I was like, please, I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Or also for it to rain like right as I'm trying to finish mowing.
I know. I was like, please just hold off for a minute, please.
I've had that a few times.
It held off and I didn't die. I didn't get electrocuted as far as I know. But anyway. Okay. Anything else?
What you looking at?
Not much. Really just the same as last week. Cute story here. My niece lost her first tooth and she's so adorable. My mom took a video of it and I watched it. And she was like, it's kind of scary getting your tooth pulled, you know, it's scary and exciting. So she was like laughing and crying at the same time at the end of the video. My mom pulled it and it was funny. It was funny. She looked so cute. And then my mom FaceTimed me right afterwards and she's like trying to rinse her mouth out and she's like, there's blood, but she's still like happy, but also like crying. Like, rinse your mouth out. It's fine. Anyways, Tooth Fairy came.
Oh, wow.
And left a pixie dust. My niece asked if there would be a pixie dust trail. And yep, there sure had to be after she asked that question. So Tooth Fairy left a pixie dust trail.
I feel like you could have just said, no, pixies, they keep clean. It's like, I don't know, pixie dandruff. They got the head and shoulders for that.
Nope. The pixie dust all over that house. Visited brother's bedroom. Came down from the chimney like Santa Claus, I guess, and made its way.
I guess that makes sense. Otherwise it'd have to be breaking and entering through like a locked door or something.
Yeah. And that was, all of it was glitter. There's glitter all over the house now. Thanks, Tooth Fairy.
Well, they should have knocked out a window.
That's how the Tooth Fairy gets in here.
That's how it's done.
She's angry. She's an angry elf.
You gotta leave the door unlocked for her. Don't do that.
Don't listen. Bad advice from Andrew. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. I'm reading a book. You can't hear about it yet because it's gonna be part of the podcast at some point in the future.
I'm excited.
And I'm going to potentially try and read a Star Wars book called Alphabet Squadron.
Cool.
It's very cool. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't read it. Cool. It might be terrible. Who's to say?
Cool.
I don't need your judgment.
Anyway. Okay. I think that's about it. Not much looking this week because school started and that's pretty much what I've been looking at.
I watched Summer Struggle.
Summer Struggle? What's that?
It was a wrestling show in New Japan.
Oh. Also, Sweet John bought me Animal Crossing New Horizons, so I've been playing the crap out of that.
Oh, well, there you go. That's something you've been looking at.
That's true. It's been a lot of fun, but I need to not. I am internally conflicted between doing what I'm supposed to do with school and playing Animal Crossing. So
yeah, it's always a problem.
Need to work on that.
I don't know. Summer Struggle was good.
Well, I'm happy for you.
I think they could have come up with a better name.
Yeah.
Because it feels too real to call it Summer Struggle. Everything's been a struggle.
That's what we've all been doing.
It's like, they have weird names for their shows, like Invasion Attack.
Cool. Pretty cool. That was very cool.
Sakura Genesis.
Yeah, okay.
Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh, I like that one.
Dominion.
Oh, that sounds scary.
I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head. King of Pro Wrestling.
Oh.
They've also done one called Power Struggle.
I don't like that one.
Power Struggle or Summer Struggle? Which one you like?
Summer Struggle. I choose that one.
Summer
I choose
Struggle?
You, Summer Struggle.
All right. Summer Struggle was pretty good.
Well, cool. Happy for you.
Shingo and Suzuki had a great match.
Cool. I love Suzuki's.
Suzuki's the best. He's my favorite.
Oh, yeah. Tell him he has good cars.
No, this one would beat up a car.
Oh, that big, huh?
He's not that big. He's just that tough.
He's a big boy?
He's not that big.
Oh, okay.
He's just that tough.
Oh, okay.
He's a strong boy.
He's a strong boy.
He's also like 50.
Oh, goodness gracious. Wow, he's an old boy for wrestling.
He is.
Wow.
It's kind of shocking.
His Okay. Well, good job, Suzuki.
You're
We're happy for you.
That's right. Don't beat me up.
Okay. I think that about wraps it up for this week. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks again for stopping in, listening to us, supporting us. We appreciate everything that you do for us and have to offer. Okay, that's enough ingratiation. You can catch us on Facebook at Paint the Town Dead. You can catch us on Instagram, Paint the Town Dead, all one word. And you can catch us on Twitter at PTTDpod. And feel free to email us at pttdpod@gmail.com. We drop episodes every Tuesday. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, like, share, comment. Anything you can do helps us out immensely, and we greatly appreciate it. Tune back in next week. I'll be dropping an episode, dropping some knowledge on you about some Arkansas true crime. And we hope you come back next week. And we'll see you guys then. Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.